about like how stuttering impacts you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we ever talk about what you do in situations like bullying or teasing, right?
Can you guys tell me?
We did a lot of that last year. Anybody remember, like, what do we do if somebody starts teasing you? What are the things you can do?
Stand up for myself.
Stand up for yourself.
So two things going to come to mind when hearing you guys talk about it. So one is, so after college, I lived in Hawaii. I taught high school math out there. And so if you live in Hawaii, you get a local rate for stuff. So like if I went to like the one beach you had to go to, you had to pay to get there, but there was a local rate, so it was cheaper. So the name of the local rate was the Kamaina rate, and I could not say it when I went there. Right. So just like I did there, I blocked. I couldn't get the K out. And then, so the person, behind the counter made some snarky comment, and by that time I just got mad.
Yeah.
So it's like, I stuttered, give me a second, right? And then I was able to kind of say it, to get it out there. So that's kind of one instance that I'm assuming you guys could probably relate to. Maybe we have similar stories, but like, once you have enough and you're okay with it, right? Just, you do get annoyed and you just kind of say it, give me a break. And then I think, then you could definitely see the person's tone change. So kind of advocating for yourself. The other thing is that I cannot say my first name alone.
Just gonna ask.
So I cannot say it. So whenever I'm asked my name, if we go around, right, everybody kind of just says their name. I always have to give a lead up to it. So I always have to say my name is Dan Erceg. I cannot say a D. Cannot. And that is one of those kind of strategies that I just have kind of picked up over the years, just to try to get going.
The restaurant thing, if I order something, I might be like a little nervous because I'm like shy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like relate to like stuttering though.
And it might not. It doesn't always have to relate to stuttering, right? And that's okay too. But if there is a moment where you are stuttering, those strategies we talked to, we talked about your favorite pseudo-stuttering, right? Stuttering on purpose is hard, but it teaches you that control, right? And then sort of like the easy onset, right? And like easing into it. Cancellation, right?
Like
Pulling out of it. Light contact, good.
The mindful breathing has been helpful.
So what helped me a lot is that when I was in college, College of St. Rose used to have like a stuttering weekend.
Yes.
For like a 3-day intensive thing where I would go there. Thank you. I'd be with, probably, tens of people who also stutter, and like just the comfort of knowing that I wasn't alone totally helped me and kind of gain more confidence and to kind of be able to advocate for myself in terms of, right, like even Miss Conti will tell you, there are times when I'm with them and I'll start stuttering and I just have to say, blah, let me start over and kind of get a refresh. And that's just helped me kind of be less conscious because like when I was you guys in school, I kind of think that I stopped trying to think so I wouldn't have to raise my hand, right? Like I didn't want to have an idea to share, so I stopped having ideas, which is the worst thing in the world, right? We don't want to stop your creativity.
You get to choose to control your stutter. It does not control you, right? You are in control of the situation and how you choose to. When you go home after school, right, you might stutter more because you're comfortable there. You've been holding it in at school all day long and using strategies and trying to avoid it, right? So that's okay because it is just a different way of speaking, right? And so we've talked a lot about that advocacy piece and empowering you guys to make sure you are raising your hand in your class, right? We don't ever want it to stop you from speaking.
I want you to get your thoughts out, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I remember sitting there too, right? We used to read around, so I'd count my paragraph down, I'd practice every word, I'd try to get through it. One time I remember, right, just kind of weird the things that you remember, the word was shoulder. So partly I wasn't the best reader to begin with, but I could not get the word shoulder out. So I literally felt like I sat there for like 10 minutes just staring at the word with everybody around me. It was probably like 30 seconds, but still, right? In that moment, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm awful.
Do you get nervous when you're on stage, when you know you stutter, and how do you overcome it?
I had no idea that I would have a position that would require me to do a lot of talking. For me, so I usually have a sense of when I'm going to stutter. So the strategies that I use are try to rephrase things. So I'll try to pick words that will give me the same meaning, or I'll kind of flip-flop the order I say things, so it's easier for me to get them out. But to be honest, the most helpful thing for me is just be more comfortable with who I am. So I think part of it for me is just kind of gaining more confidence. And right, people say stuff, but whatever, it doesn't bother me anymore. Yeah.
Does that get easier as you get older?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, especially, like I said, going to like being surrounded by people, right? 'Cause, like in school, I didn't know who stuttered. You know, we didn't kind of talk about things, we didn't strategize, we didn't, you know. So definitely participating in that, and then just, you know, life events, right? There's worse things in the world.
I think you guys all have amazing qualities that you guys really lean into, that you guys, you know, I think as you develop and as you continue growing, you guys will be confident in so many areas in life, and you really would need to lean into that, right?
When I stutter in front of the whole class, I don't really care.
Good.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I wish I learned that at your age.
I know, right?
Personally.